The last few videos I've done have all started out about the same. Since I'm working here by myself, a lot of the time I'm trying to get things done and cleaning up kind of falls on the back burner. So the next morning I show back up and I spend about an hour cleaning up before I start the day again and make another mess. In today's episode, we have a handful of things I need to take care of. We got these ceiling joists put in place, we got this plated all the way across, and we sheeted out the floor in the last episode. In this episode, I've got my work cut out for me. I need to frame this wall all the way through, back over to here, tie that back in. I need to clean up the whole entire living room and kitchen area from all the way back here to the front. The reason for that is I need to figure out my kitchen layout. So I need to move these once again. I'm probably going to put them up towards the front of the building, keep them out of the way until they go in a wall cavity ideally. But my cabinet supplier is about 4 weeks out from the time that I order to the time that they get dropped. I have the majority of my cabinets here, but with the recent layout change, where we went from having everything along this back wall here to having things across this back wall, making an L, and then doing the two cabinets over here, I'm short cabinets and I know it. If for some reason you guys are new here, my name is Matt Pinella with Matt Bangs Wood. I'm a journeyman carpenter and I bought this $80,000 100-year-old home and this place is trashed. A lot of people said I should have just tore this place down, but I saw something in it that most people don't. So we're making the place brand new. It's gonna be beautiful, but it's gonna take some time. So what you guys just saw on my phone is what we call augmented reality. I'm able to show you a 3D floor plan that I have on my phone, but I can move it around and show you guys kind of what it's going to look like in place. Works a lot better if you're in person here because you can move the phone and as you move it, you can kind of see what it's going to finish out like. So I've got layout situated on the plate already. I don't have my studs marked out, so let's do that. We're going to hook this and go 16 centers. Similar to how I frame the rest of the walls in this house, we're going to use a laser. We'll put this plate up where it goes, nail that up all the way through, double that plate, and then we'll go through and laser up each individual stud. And since it's right here, I can reach everything. We're going to be 97 inches. Someone asked me the other day, Matt, why do you hold your pencil like a child? Why do I hold my pencil like this as opposed to like this? All I need is 2 marks. I'm not trying to write in cursive. So when I need to make a mark, that works just as good as that. Quick little framing tip for you guys. The other day at Home Depot, I saw somebody going through and just destroying the pile of 2x4. If it had the slightest bit of a wane like this one here, they would put it back. And their pile was square all the way through. It's really cool, but is it needed? Having material that's perfect on all four sides is a blessing in itself, but sometimes it's not going to be that way. I'm not going to sit at Home Depot for an hour and a half and pick through to find the perfect studs. Even if it's my own project and I want it to be clean, that's not going to change anything for me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put it here, and this is going to be the start of my opening. This is my king stud. King stud creates the opening. The trimmer on the inside will firm me out to where I need to be at, but there's no issues with this whatsoever. Let me explain why. See if I can balance that long enough. So what we're doing here is creating what we call a wane sandwich in construction. We are sandwiching the two wanes together, if there are two. If there's just this one, we're going to sandwich it here with another piece. Because from about here down, we'll have a trimmer or a jack stud that goes here. From here over, we have a header. And then here we have a top cripple. So the only thing I really needed on this piece here was the backside to be square. We're good to go. This wane here, by the time we're through with it, will get filled before installation and it's done. You don't need to be afraid of the wood, you just need to know how to use it. That's the big thing. Yeah, I cracked up laughing seeing them in the store picking out the nicest 2x4. And I get it, I do. Some people just want to make sure that everything is like overly perfect. But framing is far from perfect. Clean framing can be done with material that might not be the best looking. So we're putting in a frosted 36 by 80 right here. We're not going to have door jambs going around because this is going to be on the outside. This will slide. So I'm going to cut a 4x4 if I've got one. This should be 39 inches. I used to not mind going to Home Depot at all. It was fun. It's a getaway. I'm so sick of going to Home Depot though. I go there a couple times a day. Even when I think I have everything, I need something. So the lovely people at Home Depot here know me by first name. They already know the PO for this place. But I don't have a 4x4 for up here. I also don't have enough studs to finish this thing out. I cut up everything that I had in here. So we need to go to Home Depot real quick, grab all the material, come back here, frame this in, finish this out. I want this to be done. But let's run to Home Depot, grab what we need to grab, come back, and we'll get this situated. That's an upper, that's an upper, that's an upper. So I need this guy, this guy. These I feel like are different cabinets. I don't have as many cabinets as I thought.
Thought it'd be golden, crossing the line and don't look back.
Also, when you're in here cooking, having a little space over here is one thing, but ideally you're able to prep some food in between here and the sink. So it's probably going to be this. Probably be something like that. This window will cut and reframe over the center of that. So I'm probably going to have to move this vent pipe because it looks like right here is perfect. When I found this homemade custom dolly, when I first bought this place, it was in the shed out here, I told myself, I'm keeping that. It's going to come in handy. So this is sort of taking shape. Kind of gives us an idea of what we're after. I want to create a small backwards L through here. A J. Maybe not an L. Maybe it's a J. We're using a freestanding 4.0 gas range. It's going to be a 30-inch, pretty small. I would like to give us an inch on both sides. Then I would like this to be in here. This measures out to 18 on the dot. We're going to be 36 inches over for this guy. That's for our kitchen sink. So we have a 24-inch wide dishwasher, just enough to fit in this hole. I have to do all this before I lay out any of my electrical in here because I don't know where my countertops are going to be at. I don't know where the end of this whole section is going to be at. So this gives me a good idea.
I think that I'm finding my way right back to you. Yeah, I think that I'm finding my way. Thought it'd be golden, crossing the line and don't look back. Sinking like a stone, Carolina, take me home. Nothing's ever really broken, and I won't let you go. 'Cause I'm finding my way right back to you. Yeah, I'll find my way back to you.
Oh, after a handful of FaceTime calls, a few hours of sitting here looking at numbers. So the final kitchen layout for my house, we have a 9-inch cabinet down here at the bottom. We'll have an upper to match. We have this 32 that's going up centered above the 32-inch opening for the range. We have an 18-inch base here. We'll have an 18-inch upper right here. We'll have a 36-inch farmhouse sink cabinet, which drops down. I'll show you guys that later on. The farmhouse sink will drop in and finish out beautifully. Countertops will run over and flush out to the inside. We have a window in here from Sierra Pacific that's going to look amazing. And this is where things got a little jumbled up. Here at the very end, we had to close off with an 18-inch dishwasher right next to the sink. So you'll have your farmhouse sink, your big farmhouse faucet, dishwasher right next to it, and then I'm going to build out a 2-inch end cap here to close everything off. And the part that matters the most to me is at the end of this, where the cabinets finally close, matches up perfectly with the end wall on our arch and everything there. I wanted to finish this out with an L here in the kitchen cabinets, Lazy Susan here in the corner, put in another 24-inch cabinet here, but it shrunk this space down, which I didn't like, and it also shrunk the living room space down, which once again I didn't like. But the end of my kitchen will now be here, which flushes out perfect with the backside of the arch. From this point in the house, this way, I'll have my kitchen. On a small house like this, I think separating everything from one another is huge. So not letting the kitchen run too far out into the living room when the living room is already really tiny. So I'll go ahead and fill in the gaps, get the upper for here, the upper here, the upper here, and the farmhouse sink. And then on this side here with the arch, we need to order two 24-inch lowers for that. A lot of you guys mentioned in a small house like this how I should have utilized the space up above the fridge to put in some sort of cabinet space. Now, typically I would agree with you. I would say that we're already pretty limited on space and that this could make a nice little upper here. I could have just left this framed all the way out and put in an upper that would have matched this overall width. A lot of you guys said you can keep the adult snacks up here or whatever you may want to hide from the kids in this upper cabinet, but I'm not too worried about doing that. Think about it this way. This is a 2-bedroom, 1-bath house, and you have a pantry that is big enough to walk in and have a dance party. This pantry is bigger than my pantry at home. So I'm not all that worried about cabinet space out there because I know that I'm gonna have quite a bit of room in here. I've had a lot of you guys say recently that the comments are awesome because there's a ton of professionals in there giving their advice, sharing what they know, and making sure that this project is a success. If there's one thing I'm not, it's a know-it-all. I have no shame whatsoever in telling you that I'm not a professional plumber. I don't know how everything's supposed to go. The same way that many people go to YouTube and learn how to frame, I go to YouTube to learn how to plumb. I've been framing for the last 15 years and I could do it in my sleep. Anything that I need to do, I can make happen. But when it comes to plumbing, electrical, HVAC, a lot of these other trades, I simply don't know what I'm doing. And I have no problem in telling you guys that because it's all a learning curve. The first PEX-A that I ever did was what you guys watched me do in the bathroom there. And a lot of you guys corrected the way that I did it. So to tee up the next episode and not ruin too much of it, I'm cutting out all the plumbing that we did in that video. There's a few reasons why, and you guys will figure it out in the next episode. But I want to thank you guys for commenting down below and giving me advice on everything, whether it be not setting my cabinets too close like I did in the studio, or plumbing and figuring out how to do it correctly. I have no shame in telling people that I don't know everything. But what I do know is that I will outwork whoever. I will put in the effort to make this place as nice as possible, however I have to. So now one of the things I told you guys that I'm super pumped on is I have a drop here that I need to put in somewhere about here, up on top of our range. And that's for this little guy right here. This is a pot filler. If you grew up in an upper middle class family, chances are you guys have seen one of these before. If you didn't, like me, this is like rich people stuff. So this will mount to the drop here in the wall, just like so. And then as you're cooking, this is the craziest thing to me. The farmhouse sink is gonna be about 2 feet away, but how cool would it be to be able to whip this bad boy out and fill up any of the pots that you may be cooking with? Oh, that's gonna be cool. When it came time to designing my own house and being able to kind of have free range with things, I wanted to have a couple things that I've always wanted in a house but could never have. And this was definitely one of them. So that'll contrast nicely up against a clean white backsplash. And then you mix in the white Forno with the gold accents. This place is gonna pop.
If you made it this far, you want big news, right? Alright. Well, I've decided that I'm subcontracting the rest of this home renovation. I'm joking. I just bought nearly 5 acres a short drive from Yosemite National Park's entrance. My wife and kids walked it with me, explored the property, and we made a deal the very next day. It's the start of something that I've dreamed about doing for a very long time. It won't be easy. There will be hiccups along the way. And how do I know that? Because I'm getting the ball rolling and I'm not even sure I have enough money to finish what I'm starting. But I believe in the process and I trust that I'm not in control here. One foot in front of the other, it'll all work out. And when it's built, it won't just be for me. I'm opening it up to the people who have been with me on this nearly decade-long journey, my YouTube audience. You'll get the first shot at staying at this property at a heavily discounted rate that you will not want to pass up. So come stay, enjoy a build with your friends and family that you watched get built from start to finish. Appreciate the details, day trip to Yosemite, or just hang out at the house. With panoramic Sierra Nevada range views, this will not be a bad place to call home for a while. But anyways, that's my big news. What we're officially calling the Wood Estates is coming to you soon. So keep learning, keep building. I'll see you in the next one.